shut. I've got to read.
Jeez,
The music was way too loud, but that's what we do. And well, you turn this one on and you turn that one off, and now I got to get back in there, and we'll get that up there. We'll figure this out. What a day! It's Friday. In the Know with Steph and Joe, raising prices. That's what we do, and that's where we're going here. So,
do we really want to raise prices?
Yeah, do we really want to? Welcome in. We'll just we'll do this.
Hey, Ken, I want you to lower your prices.
I don't have prices.
I have relative. What?
I don't.
What do you have?
You
don't have prices?
I've got great content. I've got subscriptions.
All right, so we're
they still involve subscriptions, involve prices.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
So.
Well, yeah, but as famous as you guys are becoming, your prices are going to go up. I mean,
F off, Kent. F off, Kent.
I look at how much business this show has driven your way. None. I don't know.
True.
Yeah.
Fact.
Me. It was me. You're both.
Hey, for us too. For us too.
Right.
Listen, I will say I'm not gaining business off this, but in the real sense, like, yeah, we have to recognize what we're doing here, and the fact that it may drive our prices one way or another.
Well, we've got this thing called inflation right now too, right?
Whose gas prices aren't? Well, I guess gas going down right now.
It's relative.
We're a little behind the dates on gas versus prices. But go ahead. Do we have a read-in?
You already did it all.
No,
we were late.
You're like 30 seconds late on it.
You were late.
Balls.
So we are.
Go ahead.
We're going. But
right.
Yeah, so raising prices. So since we didn't get a whole lot of time to chat in the green room, I wanted to
enough time.
And I totally horribly recorded the intro. It was horrible. I didn't.
Was it as bad as my one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish?
No,
did you listen to that one?
Yes, it was awesome. But this was worse.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
This was worse. Fair enough. Okay. Fair enough. So raising prices, right?
Yes.
We did not talk in the green room. However, we both know that prices are going up.
Right. Well, no, I kind of wanted to obviously everybody knows prices are going up because you see everybody complaining about it all over social media all the time about going to the grocery store or getting a repair done or having to buy a 2x4 or whatever. Like you see it all over social media all the time.
Hang on now. Let's okay.
So I think that's just common knowledge now at this point.
Prices are up.
But I want to know from the
in relativity.
So my question out there to all the business owners that are listening is, at what point do you take it to when you then raise your prices, or do you not raise your prices because you're afraid to lose the business, but don't really see how it could also financially benefit you to raise the prices, cut the fat, and you're still going to be ahead?
So your question is, what's the limit? What's the threshold of where businesses are to truly raise prices?
Yeah, because I just feel like, I don't know if anybody's hired recently or attempted to hire recently.
Yes. Yes.
I feel like people out there are demanding a higher wage than they've done in the past.
Absolutely.
And I
had
feel
that conversation with my internal.
Right. So if you can go make $16-17 an hour working at McDonald's or working at Starbucks, and Starbucks also helps you pay for college as well.
Or you look
at
you look at 16 to 17, maybe $20 an hour, and the local hospital that's looking for nurses that are a true need for the sustainable. Let's face it, we don't need Starbucks or McDonald's to get through our life.
Well, speak for yourself, Joe Turner.
Need. I said need, not want, but need. We need a hospital.
How would you like?
We need nurses.
Right,
we need nurses. We need a hospital. We do not need Starbucks and McDonald's. All I'm saying. And that, to me, is where I say it's the same rate, right? Like, you look at what is being offered out of a hospital for a basic walk-on nurse or something like that. Relatively speaking, it's
I'm just saying, like,
$17 to maybe $20 an hour. And if Starbucks and McDonald's are offering the same rate,
and you don't have to have the school debt.
you don't have to have the school debt. You don't have to have the education. You literally don't even have to have the exposure to
the industry,
to potential life-threatening diseases. That's my industry.
Have you been into some of those? Like, what? But so,
all right, fair enough.
So I'm saying that, like,
good point.
That you
good
have
point.
to take into consideration as a small business owner or business owner in general, if the minimum expectation of wage, we'll say, is about $17 an hour, just in this region. I mean, I don't know what it's like in other cities. Then what happens if you built your pricing structure on paying somebody, we'll say, $15 an hour? And you built your pricing structure of what you're going to bill your clients or customers based upon that. And then now you can't find anybody to come and work for you because you're not offering a package that people are willing to accept for their cost of living. So then you're going to hire a staff. And then do you, as the business owner, then eat that $2 an hour? Or do you have to reevaluate and bump your prices up $3 an hour to account for the staff at this pay rate?
Well, as a bookkeeper, what would you suggest?
Well, so we're kind of in the thick of it right now with where we're kind of going with some of our stuff. I want to maintain and be competitive and be where people like want to work for me so I can continue to grow and build Steph's books. I don't want to lose any clients, but I also feel like for me, being in a service-based industry, it's a lot more difficult for people to be as accepting for me to raise my price because I'm providing a service and not a tangible item. I feel like somebody is willing to pay,
I was going to say, Kent, what brings you? Yes, you're looking at me in several different factors.
The TV behind you is having difficulties.
Oh, well, sorry.
We had the thing
you
streaming.
Look over my shoulder and
But so we have all of these. So I need to make sure that I can keep my doors open. Like, I feel like somebody is willing, like, for me, example, okay, I'll use myself. I go to Starbucks every day. Okay. I pull up, they know my order. I don't got to say nothing. So, like,
cute.
Yeah. So, like, we'll say like 3 years ago, I paid, I think it was like $5.04 for my drink. Now I'm paying $6.84 for the same drink because of whatever the cost of whatever.
Cows have unionized.
So, like, whether it's like a staffing thing and people are getting paid more, whether it's their materials are costing more.
Wait, time out.
No, that's not the thing. I'm just saying.
No, it is wait, we're reversing it to the.
Right. Yeah. So I'm just saying that people are willing to pay for a tangible item.
I just want to talk about your order.
No.
Okay.
So people that have a tangible item that brings them temporary happiness, they're willing to pay for that price increase
for the happiness
without question. But when you're a service-based business, even when you're providing a value to somebody, it's a lot harder to pitch that price increase.
Well, you're going to have to pitch that no matter what. Right? No matter what, you have to pitch it. So no matter what, if the price increase comes, you have to do it. To me, it's a matter of, okay, if I increase price by, and most corporations that are out there are going to do the research to say, well, hey, if we go and increase price by said amount, 20%, right? If I'm at $5 and I increase it 20%, that means I'm increasing it $1. That means my new price is going to be $6. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We're all tracking the math. Okay. So if I increased from $5 to $6 and I go out and do my market research as a conglomerate big company, right? Not Steph's Books, not Restoration One of Carrie, right? I'm not going out and doing market research. You're not going out and doing market research. Kent 21/6 the net is not going out and doing market research on what's going on, right? So we don't know what truly is going to come of this, but let's just say Starbucks knows that if they take their mocha choca duca doca grande latte from $5
Skinny.
Skinny. So they take the hang on, let me see if I can do that again. Mocha choca grande latte from Skinny from $5 to $6. Mm-hmm. It's a 20% increase in price, right? And don't care if you track my math. All I'm saying though is maybe you lose 5 to 10% of your market, right? But the fact that you're only losing 5 to 10%, but you're increasing your price by 20% means you're overall making more money in theory, right? I'm not calling anything. All I'm just saying is that you can literally say, well, if I increase my price, I may lose a little bit of people, but I'm gaining more overall in my market, right? So if I'm going to go and do this, how is that going to play out in my increase in price, right? That's all I want to know.
So if you were increasing in price, what do you think is like a fair heads up to give to your clients? Yeah. Like, what's the timeline? Like, do you think it's like 1 month, 2 months? Like, what do you think would be really like a
depends
fair?
On, to me, God. Oh, okay. So in Restoration One, there was a guy who recently left Restoration One, but his name was Jay Holland. And every time I'd ask him a question, he'd always say, it depends. It depends. So it depends. Yeah. If somebody were to come to me and say, what's your projection on how long it's going to take to, or what do you want to do to roll out this new market plan and this new this and that? It depends. Are we rolling out a 20% increase? Are we rolling out a 5% increase? Are we rolling out, like, what are you trying to do, right?
But your business is different from her business,
right?
Because
absolutely,
I've got poop floating in my basement. I don't care what it costs at that point, right? So
you'd argue with a lot of people at that point, because there's some people that I walk into the basement and they go, so what's this going to cost? I go, well, it's going to be about, how long is a piece of string?
Right.
I don't know. Right. So I don't know how much it's going to cost, because I don't know how long the piece of string is. Right. So then that's my wife's famous analogy. But all I'm saying though is, you're going to ask me how much the price is. I'm going to go, I don't know.
Right. But what I'm saying is, unless you have service contracts with somebody, your business is different than hers, because she's got a service contract. So for you to raise your prices might be a little bit easier than a Steph who's, hey, I've got you on auto pay every month, and it's this much because you're my book.
Fair enough.
Right.
Fair enough.
So the depends, not necessarily in her world, because all of a sudden, I drop you an email. Oh, by the way, instead of $25 this month, you owe me $250.
But that you're talking reoccurrence and changing the reoccurrence.
Right.
Well,
what I'm talking though is, if Steph were to come up with, if a client were to come to you and say, hey, I got this account and it's a normal account by all means,
right?
Except I got X, Y, and Z that make it right. You're going to be like, ooh, that's a little different, right? I need you to do this, this, and this on your normal basis. But then we go in, I also need you to do additional
we have
things,
clients
right?
that are set up like that, where we have our normal bookkeeping
Right.
services at a rate,
right,
and then our time and materials rate is
Correct.
different, but it's all explained in our contract. So they already know.
But it depends.
Well, no, they know that if it's out of scope.
Want.
No, I don't give a shit what they want.
Well,
if it's out of scope,
I don't fucking care what you.
If it's out of scope, you're going to pay this much per hour in our contract.
That's it.
That's just it.
That's it.
We give you an email, say this is out of scope,
so it depends.
And we get time and material it.
So if somebody were to say, "What's my price?"
When it's a time and material job, it's a blank check.
It
it's
depends.
Whenever I finish it.
It depends.
No, I ask them for a cap, like what they're comfortable with.
Correct.
And then I tell them that I'll work until that cap, and then that's it.
We'll do as well. We call that a not to exceed.
Yeah, right.
So black coffee doesn't cost the same. It's a little bit less expensive than the Mocha Choca Loca Coca Skinny.
Whatever. Yeah. Skinny. You added the skinny.
There's other things out of scope. But
right.
Correct. That's what I'm saying, though, is it depends.
Yeah. Right.
So right? If anybody were to approach me, it depends. Yeah. I'm not going to give you a straight price. I'm going to say it depends on what you really, really, really want or need, or however we're going to assess this program that we're going to set up.
But you in your world, your business plan, Joe, works on you figure out cost of the vehicle, gas. You figure all this out in your business plan. So now, over the last several months, your margins have lessened because gas prices, went up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So did you adjust your prices as well? So that's a question that kind of came to mind too. Is when do you know when to raise your rates or your prices, as opposed to keep them?
Well, I know a lot of clients. I mean, I just had a client in my office a little bit ago, and they were saying that a lot of their vendors, and I know Rich, where he works, they did it as well. Once gas prices hit a certain dollar per gallon, they added a fuel service charge as a temporary thing on there. Just like Verizon Wireless, the cell phone provider, added a fuel service charge on everybody's bill because of the cost to maintain and monitor the towers and et cetera, because of that cost. So it's a temporary increase, and I feel like some people are willing to accept it because it's temporary, and then once gas prices go back down to a certain level, then it pops off.
It's line item as temporary.
I don't know what it says specifically, but it just says fuel service charge. So.
On the bill, but like as most companies see it, it may be temporary, right? Same as us. We may increase our prices, but they're not like a norm, right? It's supposed to be temporary. All right. You're in the mortgage business, right? Rates are going up. Let's talk about that, right? So in my mind, I look at you and I say, okay, your price of doing business is going up exponentially, it seems like.
More than double in the last 6 months.
It seems like, right?
Yeah.
So fast.
Oh, yeah.
So how do you portray that to your clients when you're talking to them on...
Well, Kent has
fucking
no
snooze you lose,
yeah.
Bitches.
Like,
I'm sorry for all my bad language this hour, but no, that's
every deal that I do, we have to lock in a rate. So I always have to walk people through. Okay, so at the end of June, rates were going crazy. So I locked somebody in at 5.99, and then in July they dropped. Right, so I always tell them, I'm like, if I had a crystal ball, I wouldn't be doing mortgages anymore. I'd be on a beach someplace, a multi-billionaire, if I knew what the market and the rates were going to do. But here's, you lock, you're here. If it goes up, you win. If it goes down, you lose.
Relatively speaking, like lose is like up, win, lose, right. Down, lose is like, well, if it goes up a whole or 2%, yeah, you lose bad or you win bad. You win good, right? Yeah. But if it goes down 0.25%, well, fuck, I don't care about what I'm losing on that, right? Half a point.
Yeah. So when we lost, so it's always a gamble. But our set costs they have not increased. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So each loan has set underwriting fees and things like that.
Cost the same.
Those have not increased. Now, have we talked about it as a lending institution? Absolutely. But we haven't. So some have. They're like, oh, well, we're going to bump this up now or whatever. So everything is on the rise, and I think a lot of people are used to that. But if they feel good, like that cup of coffee, you first go, it's $1.50 more. It's worth it.
It's worth it because I don't know how to work a coffee pot.
I'll accept. Right.
I never learned how to make a coffee, so I couldn't. I mean, I could probably figure it out, but I don't know how to work the coffee pot.
You don't know how to make a coffee. I got K-pods.
Well, that I can do.
To be honest,
but like the old school pot, like
to be honest, I don't drink coffee, so I might be able to actually make the old school pot. I could not make a K-cup.
You literally just put it in the thing and close the door.
Yeah,
and push the little button.
I mean, that's like operating the dishwasher. Ask my wife. I can't do it.
Or the big cup. You push the button and it's a gamble because you don't know how much it's going to fill.
So just make sure there's a big enough thick vase underneath it.
Right. But there comes that point with both of your business, everybody's business. Where
doesn't matter what it is.
You do end up irritating your good clients, and they're all going to come back to you because they're being pinched too, right? Like, can we work? I've been with you a long time.
Yeah. Yep. Well, hey, listen. I hope nobody's with us. A long time. I mean? Yeah, but yes, no, absolutely. Somebody may come to us and say, to our thing is the insurance companies that say, oh, cost of materials is so high. Can you lower your prices? Well, no, that's literally the opposite of doing business successfully.
I mean, like, I don't know. Like, my whole thing is that I get worried about is I just don't know. Like, it's coming. I just don't know when to notify the clients. Like, do I give them 1 month, 2 months, 3 months? So if I give them a long time, that gives them time to shop me. And then,
in our world, because we're very compliant and regulated, it's either 30 or 45 day notice. You have to. So if we're raising rates on something, and it's going to affect them either positively or negatively, not just interest. So if we're gonna decrease the interest rate on your checking account, let's say, or something, and we have to let you know.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Give you a 30 to 45 days. If it's going to increase, we also have to let you know.
Like,
right.
It's going up.
Both ways. Yeah.
Just so you know. So that's what I'm used to, but that is to give the. And now a bank's a different size than a Steph's Books, but that's to give the consumer the ability to shop you and not be stuck like, hey, wait, where'd all my money go?
Well, and those are also regulations you have to follow, right?
And then what do you do if you raise your price and then a client leaves because they feel like they can get the job done cheaper? And we've all seen those memes of, the tattoo artist when you get it at that cheaper price.
No regrets.
Yeah. So that's and then they come back. Like, do you then charge them the asshole tax?
Hang on.
Or do you just go back?
Asshole tax?
Right.
I love that.
Or
wait,
you just go back.
Hang on. Asshole tax. So I have to point this out to my man. He runs and operates Lake Julian trout farm. He said to me, he said, I was like, hey, what happens for this, and this? He goes, well, some guy came to me and said, hey, can you do this? And I said, yeah, here's the price. And then the guy went and did something on his own. And he came back to me when he screwed it up. And he said, can you do, just these things? And he goes, yep, here's the same price. He didn't change his price. He didn't do anything, right? So I said I was going to be $1,000. That's not his price. I don't care what it was, right? But $1,000. And now the guy comes back to me saying, hey, I did, X, Y, and Z in the process. So you should be at like $400. And he goes, nope, well, in order to do that $400 process that you see, I'm still going to be $1,000 because I have to go back and do X, Y, and Z to recreate and fix your problems that you've created along the way. So that to me is where, like, where do you guys draw the line in how much work you do to backtrack, and what do you actually discount for somebody, quote unquote, doing their own work?
Oh, if I quote something and then you do it and then you come back because it's still not fixed, then my price goes up by a minimum.
You go up?
Yeah.
Oh, he kept his the same.
No, if you
Ooh,
go,
I love that.
if you come to me, I give you my price and you treat me like I'm taking advantage of you and whatever, and that you can do this. And you do this, or you hire somebody else to do it that's less experienced, then I will charge you more. And I don't, that's the asshole tax. So,
well,
I love that.
Asshole tax. Because when I first came to you, you had an idea.
I had a price, and you gave me the price, but then I went and did my own thing.
Right. I went around and
did my own thing.
And used duct tape and everything else and eraser and whatever. And now you're like, I don't know what you've done. So guess what? It's going to take me a little bit more time to figure it out.
Well, so too, I give a free consultation. So in my free consultation, I give you basically a whole process of what I'm going to do to solve the problem. So I basically give you the recipe. You just might not be as skilled to execute said recipe.
Savvy.
So I give you all of the information. So
oh my God. I do the same thing when I go into a job and somebody's like, how do I get rid of this mold? And I go, well, here's what you do. You cut out the drywall. You do this. You scrub the dry. You do X, Y, and Z. You
put bleach on it.
Yeah. No, you do not put bleach on it. Oh my God.
I knew that was going to stop you in your tracks.
Oh my God. Did you really just say that? No. You do not put bleach on it.
I would be with
my God.
How he reacts every time and his team reacts when you say that. Like,
oh
it makes
my
me
God.
Like I could do it like one-on-one, but I would never go into his shop and say that when they're all there. Like, I don't know.
You would get tarred and feathered as you were leaving if you said put bleach on it.
Sponsor today.
Who's our sponsors today, speaking of?
That's right. It's a good time to bring them in. You know them as Epic Media Inc. .com. They do a little bit of everything when it comes to your social media marketing, website design, things of that nature. They're just really cool over there, and they know how to get things done.
One fish, two fish, big fish, blue fish.
Yeah. So, when you're truly authentic, there can be no competitors. So it doesn't matter what your prices are. There you go. Check them out at epicmedia.com. I mean, if you got no competitors, the sky's the limit.
But if you do have competitors, you still want to be authentic.
Yes, you do.
Right? Don't you?
Yes.
So one fish, two fish, big fish, blue fish.
But
go see Jess. All right. Anyway, moving on.
Moving right along.
So
oh wait, no. During this station break too, we're just going to put this out there that on Tuesday the 27th.
Oh yes.
Big soiree right here. Steph's Books and 21 Success throwing a big chamber event, a multi-chamber event, because you have created an educational space, right?
Yeah. So the Quickbooks Learning Center is up and available,
running. It's totally plugged in. It's got it literally is an amazing space that has quite the potential for anybody that wants to learn more about their QuickBooks. Back of the house bookkeeping type business.
No.
So
we don't teach bookkeeping. We're only teaching QuickBooks software. So we will teach you how to operate your software.
Oh, so
I am not a college professor to teach you bookkeeping.
So listen, all right, then listen. Let me reiterate that. Let me reiterate that. So anybody that operates a business
and uses
Period.
And uses QuickBooks as their
That's
software.
it. If you're operating a business, you should be using QuickBooks, right? Like there's no other.
Well, we operate in 7 different accounting
I don't
platforms.
care if you're operating in some other software, you're an idiot and you should be using QuickBooks. But nonetheless, if you're not using QuickBooks, come in and check it out, because this is a true learning experience for all QuickBooks measures. And
it's important because we're going to have hosts here. We're going to have the
here.
Personalities.
From the.
You're going to have the opportunity to meet
all of the personalities.
As many as I think Lana's going to be here.
Mary Shep's going to be here. Kevin Callback's going to be here.
Kevin's here.
Home experts here.
Yeah.
All of them?
Some. I don't know if all of them are going to make it.
Many of them.
And
coming up from the south.
Rejects are going to try to get here. Of course, let me tell you something.
What about Dawn? Is Dawn going to
go live?
Dawn's going to be here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Dawn will be here.
In the know with Steph and Joe should be here.
Yeah.
Well, we hope.
Yeah, we're gonna have a.
We'll be here. We'll be here.
It will be.
Wait, what about the wrestling show? Let me tell you something, brother. Yeah, Tom and
Tim.
Tom and Tim are gonna be
from 5 to 7. They go live at 7:15. So if people want to stick around and see how a show's done and hang out, you absolutely can.
And then they could all smack Tom.
So we're literally bringing the happy hour, to the ring.
Yeah, dude, let me tell you something, brother.
So that's gonna be fun and exciting, I think. Cool. Yeah, and even if you don't want to sign up for a show, there's also several advertising spots that are still available.
A lot of promotional
points there, it'll be fun.
Yeah, it is.
I'm excited.
Come in, if you're a small business owner, you just got to come check it out. If you're not a part of the chamber, come check it out.
And we'll have raffles too, so we're raffling off some prizes, and
we have
a
few prizes. Not we, as in me, but you guys. Somebody's
we'll have
giving away
a signature
prizes.
Steph's bookkeeping service cocktail. We're gonna call it the SBS.
The SBS.
Yep.
Love it.
It's better than the STD.
Yeah. I may go get the maple and the cinnamon. We may have cinnamon waffles in here again. It's been a while since we've had the whiskey.
That was a good one.
That was good.
Oh God. So I know the owners of Spirit Water. So does Mary. Well, we could get them because they made a great cherry and almond. Well, anyway. Let's move on. Rising prices.
As we're talking about raising prices, see if they'll do it for free.
I was going to say, what do you want to pay for this event? What do you want to pay for this event? So, rising prices. What does that mean for you as far as like traveling and moving around? Because I can tell you what it means for me with a fleet of vehicles.
Well, if we raise, or when we raise prices, it's
not you. So you raise prices.
Yeah.
Or you may not raise prices. I may raise prices. What about the prices
how it's
raised
affected
to you?
Us?
Yeah. Let's flip to the expense side.
Okay. So it's made me question some of my marketing budget, like things that I'm willing to invest in and spend that money on, like marketing and branding kind of stuff, like the more branding feel good stuff. I'm more selective with that,
but you have, and shout out to your mother. You have your mother who's literally making you chocolate calculators.
But yeah, so I mean, obviously I don't have to pay for my mom helping me out with things.
Well, you have to pay her expenses on materials. Well, you may have to but I'm throw saying, in some money.
As for if it's if there's like a golf outing and we're going to be branding, or we're donating to Rise Up that we just did, if we're doing things like that has affected our marketing budget because things are going up in price. And so we don't want to put on, if we're like this event that we're hosting, we put together a budget and we don't want to host something that's like half-assed and not nice for people to come. So we want to make sure that we have like drinks and we have food and we have prizes and things like that.
So wait, when
we might do fewer events or fewer branding opportunities because of the rising prices, and it's not.
So so truly, I know, because we've been talking about this for a while. When you were starting to plan your open house here in the future, you were planning it well before, we'll call it, interest rates started to really shoot up, right? And when interest rates shoot up, then we all know the economy reacts and other prices go up, right? So knowing that, do you say to yourself, well, for my event that I was planning 6 months in advance, I was planning I was planning out 6 months, and in that 6 months, I was going to put out, I don't know, 48 alcoholic beverages. But now, because I'm now 3 months in advance, halfway through that time period, and in that 3 months that I started to plan it, now that last 3 months, the prices have gone up, and therefore I can only afford, instead of 48 alcoholic beverages, I can only afford 36 alcoholic beverages, 12 less. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
does that, to me, change what you're doing as far as your marketing?
No, if I am committing to this event and I'm set on doing this event, then I'm going to do it and
you're going to
produce
spend
something and make it nice. I'm not, this is a reflection of me and my business. So I'm not going to be cheap on it.
Great. Well, cheap doesn't mean that so that's my great question is,
I feel like there's a certain level of expectation when I host. I feel like people that have been to things that I've hosted, and I feel like there's an expectation.
If
just like if you host another event, and especially after that last one, like there's an expectation set, right, Kent?
Yeah. Ready.
Like, that's right. I expect. I expect, there's like a level of expectation. Well, just like when Gary Lang used to host his event, like there was an expectation going to that event. Like that was a good one.
Totally. So for our event or any event, if I'm walking up to said event and I have something prepared, but I haven't secured the pricing and pricing goes up, can I dial back from 48 to 36 and still be adequate?
Yeah, it depends on what you're doing. So it's kind of like difficult. Like when you hosted your event, you had like over 100 people. So yes, you kind of need that. I'm anticipating that we'll have 30 to 40 people maybe.
You're more popular than that.
I feel like, well, okay, I feel like so that's my question. And did I order food to account for, we'll say 50 people versus the 30 or 40 that I'm expecting? No, because I don't want to take all that junk home. So I ordered based upon that. Like, it's not like you're coming to dinner. You're just coming to get a snack.
Right. And not only that, but most people aren't going to eat that whole time. Now, my question is, though, for your event, are you planning on, let's get out of events because we're talking about rising prices. So prices are going up. So
I might not do, for example, we're going to QuickBooks Connect this year so we have to travel for that because I know you mentioned the word travel. Mm-hmm. And I know that you have to travel for your continuing education as well. Mm-hmm. So I don't know at what point would it price itself out to the extent that I don't see enough value in it to not do it. I would cut the budget somewhere else to still take my team to get continuing education.
So you say continuing education currently is not at its point where it's above and beyond the cost, right? Versus value.
Right.
Okay. So now...
But let's say one client I have basically buys lunch at least 2 or 3 times a week for his staff. So I would say at a point that would be something I would maybe cut down or reduce and make it more of a special moment than an expected weekly thing. Like there's other things that I would cut out that maybe other business owners might not. Hi, Mom. But
hi, Linda.
Oh my gosh, yeah, she's in. Sorry, I was snoozing.
She's tied up with decorating cookies for Steph.
But so it's.
Are those prices going up?
Linda, are the prices going up for flour and sugar? We really want to know.
My mom had custom cookie cutters made for this event.
This is literally what I'm saying.
Is like, a
budget. Linda, we know Linda is doing fine and,
but it's just like
handling the cookie making business.
Yeah, but so there would have to be a significant increase in certain things for me to not utilize them in my business. Like maybe if prices went up on my swag or promotional items, I would maybe shop that.
I was gonna say, like you. So what price is no limit when it comes to my family? Oh baby,
well,
I love that, Linda. Linda, can I buy into your family?
I love to call you mom.
Yeah. No, I do call her mom. So shut up.
But it's just,
and I might be relatively shortly. Linda, can you make chocolate toilets?
If she gets the mold chocolate, yeah. She just needs the chocolate mold, or the mold, and then she
chocolate mold, the mold.
Right, she just needs the mold, and then she tempers the chocolate herself.
Oh, Linda, let's find a way to make a chocolate toilet.
Okay. But yeah, so like I would find different areas that I would cut. Like if it's not a money making thing, I would maybe find a way to cut that down in the budget if we're having some problems with maintaining our margins or cash flow problems.
What if it's something that you cannot cut? I.e.,
then you
like for me, for instance, one of our big things that we cannot cut is gas.
Right. Then you're going to have to look at either raising your price or adding the fuel surcharge like other people have done in this current economy.
Which we have done. All I'm saying, though, is what if it's something like that maybe you don't necessarily expect? Is that like a pay attention, you dumbass, and react quickly? Or you're, like, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you.
I mean, like, our software costs have gone up. And so some of our software, like some of our clients are on our wholesale pricing. So if our prices go up, we have to raise their price on the software because I'm not going to pay for their software.
Fair.
So it's like, it's like that's like my version of your gas. Like I need the software. My clients need the software.
I need gas to travel.
Right. So that's kind of what my equivalent to your gas prices would be, is that I would just have to raise the price of the software, which you would add the fuel service charge. Yeah.
So
but I get a notice from them, like the 30-day notice. Like
I don't get a notice from BP telling me the gas prices are going up.
Yeah, no, I get a notice from the software company saying that we're going to be raising prices and whatever. So then I have time to get the word out to my clients and
to give them the heads up.
Yeah, and there's nothing I can do about it. It's completely out of my hands.
Do you fashion verbiage or wording to combat the, like, hey, I'm very sorry for this, but, said Quickbooks or whoever is raising their prices, so we have to do the same to...
I just forward them the email from Quickbooks or the whatever software company it is.
Oh, okay.
I just forward them the email, and
that's nice. I wish. And I just say, hey, BP, can you send me an email when your prices go up, so I can forward that to my clients?
Yeah, I just say, hey,
that'd be nice.
Hey, this is the notice we got. Just so you're aware, this is what is coming down the pipeline.
Right. But,
do you get arguments? Sorry to cut you off,
I was just going to say that communication is huge, right? Because we all hate, as you say, that opening our ComEd bill and go, wait, what the?
Yeah, right. Well, that's what I'm saying is, do you get arguments? Because to me, like somebody getting, walking up to the gas pump, I happen to know my gas attendees, and I walk up to them, hey, how's it going? Good, yeah, but like gas goes up, and I walk in, and they go, I'm so happy you came in because I'm not dealing with said, and I don't want to say Joe because that's such a good guy. I want to say Chad. Let's go with Chad. But like, say Chad walks in and says the gas prices are too high to the attendant. Well, it's not the freaking attendant's fault.
I mean, like,
that's what I'm getting at is like, how do I
with the software?
How do you?
I don't get the pushback because it is what it is. It's out of my hands.
You're
I don't have
forwarding
control.
the email. You have said correspondence.
There's been a time or two where I've had to raise my price because the scope of work has changed and whatever, and I've had to raise my price in accordance to the new scope of work, and I got a little bit of pushback on it. And so I just told them that according to our contract, we only have to give 7 days notice. So this is your 7 days. So find another bookkeeping company within 7 days or sign my new contract. I mean, that's just, it is what it is.
Your mindset.
I don't really negotiate. So I'm not a negotiator.
I love that.
So,
I love that. Which means,
like,
but to me, that means that you say, look, this is what it is. It doesn't matter. I don't care.
I mean, I could give the reasons why I'm raising my price, though. I'll give you the reasons.
You're like, look,
and then that's what it is.
This is who I am. This is why you're paying me originally. Here we are, and I'm taking you to another level because I know that you need said next level, right? Like, that's it. That is what it is. Like, you're not at level 1.
Right. Well,
novice.
like because of our, like, how we promote our services, and we tell people that we're taking this off of your plate so you can be going out there and growing and selling and doing and working in the trenches.
Do people get that?
And obviously by seeing this growth, I'm not saying that we're directly responsible for it, but it did free up your time to then go out and do these things.
Mm-hmm.
But you, as opposed to me, the guy who, I don't want to upset anybody. And you come
totally, in, you guys are yin and yang.
And so you're like, dude, this is what it is. I don't know. You okay with this?
Beep. You.
Prices, so I tend to make a big story. And the prices and things. So
here we are.
It's not like I can go blame it on my owner or my boss. Like,
here we are. Here we are. The shepherd came off the mountain, and the
right?
Yeah. I get you. The burning bush, and
so So a lot of it, there are business owners like me, and that's where it's tough valuing your own value, right? To understand that, because then I'm like, why don't we work something out? We could barter, to make the difference up. It's weird.
I love taking advantage of your bartering.
Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. Love it. This is why my logo should be up here.
I know. You got to give me a new one because the one you gave me is blurred.
It's on you. It's on you.
Like my first couple years of business, I wasn't so confident, even though I had a same skill set that I have now, or I would say actually I've grown a bunch because we're in a bunch of different categories of business now, but I didn't have that same confidence in my first year or two of business, and I let a few people drive the bus and kind of trample me. And now I know my worth, and I know that I'm competitive in my market. So knowing that I'm competitive in my market, and knowing that a lot of my clients' CPAs will back my comments and things, it gives me that extra whatever.
I think you're the norm when it comes to people that don't know their worth, especially starting off in a business. I am the same way, and I will always undervalue myself when it comes to physical labor, always. And whether it's physical labor or literally just doing your work that you are known to do, I will always undervalue. I'd be like, nah, don't pay me that much. I don't need that much. But then people look at me and go, you did that for how much? Mm-hmm. Right? And I go, what? It doesn't matter. I don't care. And then I'm like literally limping the next day in pain and agony because I've done so much work and my body's broken and beaten. And I'm like, yeah, maybe I should have done a little bit more money for that. Right? Like, so I get what you're saying in the sense of like, you don't value yourself, but that's where I think a lot of people got to recognize and do the research, like you said, on, hey, this is what I'm worth because of market value, because of this, because of that.
But it's also a huge game changer when you have staff. Like me doing the work by myself and charging a particular rate was one thing.
100%.
Once you get staff and then you have this and then they want the cost of living
and
increases
not
and
to
then
be
this
confused
and that,
with
like,
staff.
You know,
like, not the disease.
STAPH, not STEPH.
No, not the disease. STAFF.
So once you kind of get, you know, all of these
correct
things going, you
now have to pay your staff.
You don't have a choice but to raise your prices or reevaluate your pricing structure.
You may not raise your price. You may actually say, hey, my price is said and at a correct area.
Mm-hmm.
If you come into the market going, hey, this is my price for what I think I'm worth, and you then go and hire people and you know you can pay them and still charge the same rate, you may look at that and go, nope, I'm good. It really is a rate versus expense, right? Like, ratio.
Yeah.
Figuring out, right? So it may not actually be, hey, I need to raise my rates. It may be, let me just assess my rates. But still, you got to know how much you're paying your employees, how much you're paying, you know, out in marketing and those kind of things, and knowing what your cost of goods are, what your, what's not cost of goods?
Operating expenses
are. Thank you, bookkeeper. So know your cost of goods, know your operating expenses, and then be able to take that and say, okay, I need to also bring in X amount more to cover whatever little bits maybe and give me my margin to make money. That truly, to me, is what you want to be looking at when you're assessing your pricing.
So right now, Mary Shep had on a guy from Wanda Farms, and he's blasting out that turkey prices are high. Order your turkey now for Thanksgiving.
Ooh, because they're going up, like inflation.
For the turkeys,
really?
Yeah. Well, they shouldn't let them turkeys run wild on the street.
Right. So,
do you ever see them?
What turkeys are running? Like the bison?
Oh, by my house.
No.
So that's
like down Bull Valley Road. There's turkeys.
Turkeys just
wild turkeys.
running wild.
Yeah.
Can I run one over and collect?
You probably catch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how aggressive they are, but you probably catch it.
I'm more aggressive than
they
are.
Then have at it.
Way more aggressive than they
you'll
are.
See, like,
guaranteed, I'm more aggressive.
You'll see pretty soon. You'll see them on the side of the road.
Glory be.
And there's also like pheasants.
Actually,
too.
From what I heard this Thanksgiving, we're not having turkey.
Oh well, then
we're
fine.
having burritos.
Burritos? Turkey burritos?
No, regular burritos.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, that was perfect timing, Kent. I mean, literally, I think we're having burritos. That was the request for Thanksgiving. My daughter's making the recipe or the menu. My sister-in-law is coming in. I have no idea.
I think I'll have 30 people at my house for Thanksgiving this year.
Turkey?
Yeah, Rich will smoke it.
I'm coming to your house.
Rich smokes a turkey, and
we
might buy one too.
I heard literally burritos at my house for Thanksgiving, and I'm like, I think I need to leave.
Oh my god! But
all right.
Well, I guess now you could tell people that you're having burritos because of the raising cost of the
rising price. Wait, let's talk fuel.
Turkey.
Hang on. I went and filled up our box truck, and this was Carrie and I just bought a box truck for a company, and to move people's homes, boxes, correct. And we bought the box truck, and the first time I moved it, I'm like, all right, let me get in it. I started up. I'm like, oh, it's on empty. So I took it to the gas station, and I put the pump in, and I filled it up, 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 and literally it was I think it was under $4 a gallon, and I put $120 in gas in it.
Yeah. Well, what happens when you buy the big trucks?
Literally, your face is perfect. Wow. Yeah, no, literally, I put 100.
It's not like you have
I took a picture, but I took a picture and sent it to my wife. I'm not going to dial into the picture, but I don't remember the amount of gallons. I think it was clearly over 30 gallons.
Well,
into the tank, but like,
would it make your heart hurt?
It hurt. I've never taken a picture. I'm not the kind of.
Well, what was the gas prices when you got your driver's license? Do you remember?
Yes.
Because for me, it was under $1 a gallon.
What was it?
How old are you?
I think it was like 97 cents a gallon.
What about you?
How old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
I'm 37.
Oh yeah, same. I was like 87 cents a gallon. I was just before you.
When I started driving, it was 53 cents.
Really? Yeah.
That's so cute.
I had a 68 Volkswagen Beetle. I could literally fill it up for under $5.
Mm.
I could. So you guys grew up in Illinois.
No, I was
Iowa. Don't care. Same thing. Right? To me. Right? I'm Michigan.
Oh, of course.
Right? So Michigan, if there is a little beer can sitting on the side of the road, that's 10 cents.
10 cents.
Right?
Iowa's 5.
Yeah.
So 5. See? So it takes 20 to get to $1.
That's right.
It takes 10 to get to $1 for us. So I literally could go to my parents' house and
dump out all their pop?
No, literally they had a freaking bin full of empties, and I literally just went and took all the empties, and you get 10 empties and you have $1 worth of gas.
Yeah,
I mean, like, I could fill up my tank with, maybe it was 50, 60, 70 cans, 70 empty cans, and I could fill up my tank.
$7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saturday mornings, I would go to Flora Park and go through all the garbage cans because that's where everybody cruised and hung out and drank beer and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd get up on Saturday morning, ride my bike around, and reach in the garbage cans and pull out
however many cans you need. Right. Oh, totally.
But I was on a bicycle, so then you go and you buy bubble gum and stuff like that.
No, absolutely not. I literally stopped on the side of the road, parked my car, turned it off so I wasn't burning extra gas, went and picked up the one can in the ditch.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And then put it in the trunk of my car and rode home with it.
Really?
Literally, then I raided my parents' returnables. No, this is literally the way to go. So rising prices, like, how many people are dealing with that? I will say, thank God for the lowering of gas right now is going down from what it was at its peak. Wood is going down because both of those are a staple for my industry. So gas and wood are kind of relatively going down.
Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I didn't mean for it to sound that way, but I love that, Ken. Thank you.
Anyway,
sorry, Linda.
Yeah, we are right on the back end of
all right.
Listen, from what I take from the show, prices are rising, and it's okay to raise your prices. You just can't be scared to do it.
Yeah.
I think don't be scared and understand and justify. Know your justification. Justification is huge. So know your justification. That's really it. Yeah.
All right, for all of us here, 21.6 the Net. Thanks for getting caught in the net. This has been another great episode of In the Know with Steph and Joe. And don't forget Tuesday the 27th from 5 to 7. Steph's Bookkeeping and 21.6 the Net are going to be having an open house with chamber mixer, multi-chamber. It's going to be off the hook. We may do some things live, so come out and share and hang out with us.
Be there, be square.
Until then, enjoy the weekend. and the beautiful fall weather.
Today, first day of fall.
Yesterday.